Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am scrapbooking with this sketch from 30 Days of Sketches, and I have the perfect piece of paper for this sketch, so let's see what I can do. All right, you guys, so like I said, I had the perfect paper for this sketch. This paper already has this kind of doily looking design on it, so I am just going to go ahead and run with it. Now, I do want the inside of this doily design to be white, and I figured the best way to do that would be paint it. Actually, a quicker way probably would have been to fussy cut around the outside and pop this down on some white cardstock, but I did not think about that until after I had already laid down the paint. Now, I pulled out a piece of paper to mat my photos and such, and I don't know if you could see it, but I was pointing that it was from 2003. So this is 2003 8.5 by 11 Anna Griffin paper. So that is definitely a blast from the past. So now I'm going to place these two photos down. Now, these two photos are in a place called Harmony, California, and they have a little winery that is up on the hill. And, you know, that's what I'm doing here. I am just scrapbooking these photos because I loved the view that we had. I loved the wine that we had. I just loved the entire experience. So my paint is still a little bit damp, like it's not completely dry, so I had to peel back my photos a little bit. Now I am trying to get the pieces off to the right hand side like it's in the sketch, and then of course the sketch also had some humper bits on it, so I'm using my humper punch here to go ahead and do that. Now this is a green on green paper. I've used this paper recently on other layouts. And it does not show as pretty of a sage green that it is. On the camera, it kind of shows it almost a little bit khaki colored. But I promise you, it really is a pretty green. It's just the camera that does not like it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that down on that side. And I've pulled out my floral die cuts. So I do keep my floral die cuts separate from other die cuts because I know when I want a flower, like if I want a flower, I'm going to be like, yes, I want a flower. I'm going to reach for flowers. I don't want to have to dig through all of the different die cuts and ephemera packages that I have to find flowers. So that is what works for me. Now I'm also going to create a bit of a cluster over here on this side of the layout. And by this side, I do mean the left-hand side. You know, sometimes I think you guys can see where I'm pointing, and you don't, because I'm not on the screen pointing. I'm over here doing that voiceover. So as you can see in the sketch, it does have that floral cluster on the left-hand side. So that is, I mean, let's just be honest here. That is why I am creating a floral cluster over here. If this was just me creating this layout, I don't necessarily know if I would have used an entire floral cluster over here. I probably would have done it on a quarter, put some florals over on the right hand side where I'm trying to figure out some over here, and then moved on with my life. But that's a good thing about sketches. It can push you a little bit out of what you might normally do. I won't say my comfort zone because I'm still very much in my comfort zone doing this, but it will push you a little bit, and I think that that is awesome. I don't know if I do this on camera or not, but I end up taking my two floral die cut holders and end up putting them on one in one little bin. At one point in my scrappy life, I had enough where I had two heaping die cut holders of these flowers, but obviously I've been using a bunch of them, and now they will both fit into one. I was just trying to check out and see if I needed to add any more little bits just to give it a little bit more interest. Like, I definitely chose similar flowers on purpose, but adding these little bits right here gives it just a little bit more interest. You know what I mean? Like it's not all samesies. So now I am just about finished with the layout. I think I need to figure out a title here. And then of course I had to trim off the branding strip at the bottom because, you know, I forgot to do that. And that happens sometimes. And now I am looking for titly bits. So I do have a calyx cube. Actually, the one right next to me is still the Expedit, like it's the older one. I have a calyx and an Expedit right next to each other, and the calyx is a little bit smaller than the Expedit. It's shorter. But I do have my things over there, and I ended up finding these gold titles that said beauty, so I put that down, and then I went ahead and did a little bit of journaling, which wasn't on the camera, but you know, it's there. And that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, thanks for joining, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.